Hello everyone, back again with story recap. Before we get to storyline, I wish all happy and great day. Film opens with a group of people boarding a private plane and traveling from New York to Italy. There was a car waiting for them and taking them to a large boat. Amber told her lover Anthony that she did not travel this distance to get on this boat. But he told her that this was her idea, and she was the one who said she wanted to try something new. After that, the boat captain receives them. A person named Giuseppe enters the ship with them to show them the rooms in which they will sleep. At night, they gathered and started planning what they would do on their trip. Debbie suggests that they go to the deserted islands. Then Anthony joins them. The next day, they spend some time at sea on small boats. Amber was in the boat carrying an umbrella. Giuseppe tells her it won't rain and there's no need to carry an umbrella. They asked her to swim with them, but she refused. Giuseppe asked her to wear glasses and swim and watch the fish, but she was adamant not to swim. After that, they returned to the boat. Amber was exercising on the gym and called Giuseppe and told him she wanted a cup of cold water. Giuseppe was angry with her because of her actions. Then they sat together, Giuseppe serving them coffee in a jug. But Amber, as usual, objects to this and tells him that how can they drink heated coffee? He told her that it was not his fault. She told him that they pay him money to do what they ask of him. Anthony asked him to go and make her new coffee. He goes to the kitchen and is very angry and tells the captain that he will kill this damned woman with a knife. The boat captain tells him that he had previously told him that a real man is one who maintains his dignity. Giuseppe tells him that in order to maintain his dignity, he must kill her. So the boat captain asked him to stay away from her. After that, they played gambling. We discover that they started betting $20, and now the bet has become $4,000. Next comes Giuseppe. They ask him about his opinion on chemicals. He told them that they were man-made and that they made life better for some people, but they were not better for all people. He told them that money corrupts human principles and that chemicals have made some people very rich. The next day they were eating. Amber, as usual, was dissatisfied with the food and started teasing Giuseppe. So he couldn't help himself and threw food at her. She got angry and asked her husband to intervene. But Giuseppe threw her into the sea. But we discover that all of this was in Giuseppe's imagination, and he wished to do it, but he could not do it. He goes back to the kitchen and tells them that Amber didn't like the food, so they decided to cook her something else. Giuseppe was surprised and asked them why they were cooking for her again. They told him because they were rich, and their job was to do whatever they wanted. The boat captain goes and apologizes to Amber, and he tells her that the chef is cooking another food for them. After that, they went on a fishing trip and returned to the boat again. The boat captain congratulates Marina on her birthday. Then he asks Amber about her trip. She told him that she had bought fresher fish that was better than what Giuseppe caught. They gave the fish she had bought to the cook to cook it. But the chef told him that he did not know how to cook such fish. So the boat captain asked him to cook Giuseppe's fish, and for them to pretend that they cooked the fish that Amber had bought. Indeed, she was satisfied with the food, even though the fish was caught by Giuseppe. She told them that from now on, she would be responsible for buying fish for them. After that, Giuseppe transports the fish to the kitchen. He meets Amber, who apologizes to him for what she did to him. She asked him to dance with her, but he told her that he did not want to dance with people he did not like, and left her. After that, Giuseppe goes to Amber and Marina to give them juice. This time, Amber mocked and insulted him because of his teenage clothes and asked him to change his t-shirt. At night, they start gambling. The men leave their wives and go to sleep. Amber, Marina, and Debbie continue gambling. The boat captain tells Giuseppe that he found drugs in the bathroom. Giuseppe takes the drugs from him and tells him to go to sleep. He tries to take the drugs, but they fall from his hand into the sea. The next day, they were filming and having a good time. Amber wakes up and asks about the other people. The boat captain tells her that they went to the cave in a small boat. So she asked Giuseppe to take her to this cave. They get into the small boat to go, but the boat's engine breaks down while they are at sea. She was asking him to start the engine, but he couldn't. Darkness fell while they were still in the boat. The next day, Giuseppe wakes up trying to repair the engine, but the knife with which he is trying to repair the engine falls from his hand, so he swims into the sea to find it. Amber wakes up and doesn't find Giuseppe. She felt afraid and called him, and he appeared to her with the knife. Then she finds a box inside the boat, inside which she finds a gun. She asked him why the gun was in the boat, and he told her it was a flashlight. After that, he catches fish and gives them to eat so that they can survive. But she is disgusted by the fish and throws it into the sea. He is angry with her because it took him so long to catch it. After that, they see a ship far away from them. So Amber takes a flare gun and shoots, but he tries to take it from her. but by mistake, she shoots the boat they are riding on. At night, storms blow on the sea. He told her that if they did not die of thirst, they would die by drowning. The next day, Amber wakes up and sees an island. She wakes Giuseppe and asks him to row so that they can reach the island. They arrive at the island and begin exploring the island. He told her that the island was deserted and there were no people on it. After that, he quarreled with her and left her, and they continued to search for anything they could eat. He found an old hut, but he didn't find anything inside. He is making a spear to catch fish. As for Amber, she continues searching the island for water. She saw Giuseppe drinking water. He left his water bottle and went to catch fish, so she took advantage of the opportunity and drank the water. When he returned, he did not find a bottle of water. He told her that if she was polite in the way she spoke to him, he would allow her to eat with him. She told him that she wanted to buy the fish he had and give him the gold bracelets. But he told her that there are things in life that are not for sale, and that he will not sell fish to her. He asked her to wash his clothes so he could give her the fish. In fact, she is washing his clothes. After that, he entered the hut and locked the door. She asked him not to leave her alone. The next day, he woke up and found her in front of the door. He woke her up and told her that when he returned, he wanted her to clean the place. After that, he goes to catch fish and takes her with him. He asks her to save the fish before it falls into the sea. When they returned, she started grilling the fish. She tries to beg him, but he beats her, and he orders her to bring firewood. He tells her that he will punish her if she disobeys his orders. He caught an octopus and gave it to her so she could prepare it for grilling. She collects firewood and brings water to drink. He orders her to remain standing until the food is finished. He told her that he treated her the same way she treated him on the boat. He asked her to dance for him, and he began to imagine that she was dancing at a concert. After that, he asked her to take off her clothes, but she refused, so he beat her. She tried to run and escape, but he caught her. He told her that he would treat her as his servant. After that, he goes to sleep. The next day, he found her collecting firewood and kissing his feet. They entered into a romantic relationship. Several days passed while they were on the island, and they continued to live together. She started learning to fish. While she was collecting firewood, she saw a boat near the island. She tried to call them, but she hesitated and hid so they wouldn't see her. They sat at night and he asked her why she was silent. She told him that she was old and he was still young. He told her that she was very beautiful and he liked her. It is raining and water seeps into the hut. He's trying to find any way to prevent water from entering the hut. He found a bottle of beer, so they drank it and started playing a game. The next day, they sat near the beach making a net to catch fish. She asked him why he looked sad, and he told her that if the boat hadn't broken down, she would still be the rich American woman, and he would still be the poor Italian fisherman. After he goes to sleep, she throws an octopus at him. She told him that she caught an octopus with a spear. He told her that his job was to catch fish, and her job was to cook it. Several days pass, and they adapt to living on the island. One day, he woke up and found Amber next to him. He noticed a boat near the shore and tried to call them, but she stopped him and told him that she was happy with him on the island. She told him that she had never been as happy in her life as she was now. He told her that she would continue to love him even if they left this place. She begged him to stay on the island, but he was determined to leave the island. Indeed, they were gone. The boat owners asked them how they survived on the island. She told them that Giuseppe was a very smart person in catching fish, and so they were able to survive. After that, the boat captain tells her that her husband will come to her by private plane and that he wants to talk to her on the phone. Afterwards, she meets her husband, and he thanks Giuseppe for saving his wife. Anthony's manager told him that they had booked a hotel room for him. Then he gave him a bag full of money, but he refused to take the money and threw the bag. After that, he took the money and went to buy a ring. He called Amber and told her that he loved her very much and that he could not stay away from her. She told him that she would do anything he asked of her. He wrote her a letter and told her that there was a boat waiting for them at the port. He gave the message to the hotel receptionist. Amber went to get the letter, but her husband arrived and asked her what she was doing. She told him that she was looking for him. Her husband sees the message, then they go and ride the helicopter. He gave her the letter and told her to obey it to the hotel employee. Giuseppe was waiting for her, but the employee came to him and gave him the letter and found inside it the ring he had bought. He told him that Amber was the one who gave him the letter. He asked her where she was. He told her she was in the helicopter. He runs to catch up with her, but it is too late and the helicopter flies off. He throws the ring into the sea and abandons his dream.